I don't know what. I don't know what that is. Don't want me to get this video out. Dang, y'all. They ain't been called like that. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Shoot. Yeah, that's what that remind me. Her so vain. Yo, whatever. You like whatever. A lot of it was control. It was control. It was vain beauty. That's what that was. Vain. With that song, that lady said she was talking about Warren Beatty being vain. Yeah, yo, yo, vain. And them young people be soaking it. Them young people be soaking that stuff in. They soak that stuff in not because they don't know no better, because that's what they into gold. It's like fool's gold. It's fool's gold. It look like gold, but it ain't. Yeah. It's a spiritual big zirconia. Yeah. It can look like a diamond, but it's fake. And a lot of it, you ain't even gotta have no Bible. Use your intuition. Use your common sense. Use your past testimony. Say, no, this ain't, this right here ain't of God. This ain't of God. Being that it's not where God taking me. Being that it's out of order. The whole thing with Eve, Eve told his serpent, no, wait a minute now. You gotta go through Adam. She cut a whole conversation with the snake. No. First of all, why is you talking? First of all, why is you talking? And you need to talk to my man. You need to talk to the head of my life. You need to talk to Adam. Adam was right there and ain't say nothing. But had Eve did that, the whole narrative would have changed up. Same thing for your children's friends and stuff. Yeah, same thing. Now my son's platform with his rich platform, they don't disrespect me like that or ignore me. Matter of fact, they don't ignore me. And they don't behave like that, even though Josh will be telling me how they act when I'm not on it. They be showing off. They have riffs and platform arguments and all that. I say, why you don't do that when I'm on it? That kind of thing. But my daughter's friend, it's a whole nother thing. It's like a girl's, like I seen this TikTok, this lady said on TikTok, be careful about people that's they envious and they jealous of you, and they want you to go on a trip, and they will leave you. You ain't got no money, no way to get back home and stuff, and you depend on them, and for a ride. She was saying the whole narrative. I said, "Oh my God, it's the same thing my daughter did to me." I said, oh my God, you know. Be careful, even when they do that in person or on live or on social media, they do that. Don't ignore that. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that to your husband or to a man, but they'll do that to you. And I experienced that kind of what you call it, cliquish, cultish, um, um, female shining sorority type shining. You know, I went through that in my 20s, in my early 20s. That's what they do. Like that lady said in a TikTok, they do that in their 20s, but when you get in your 30s, you shouldn't have that kind of behavior like that. And my son in his 30s, so my son's platform don't do that kind of mess. Don't do that. But in the spiritually speaking, it don't matter when you, like, I'm in my 50s. I'm 55. So spiritually speaking, you gotta fine tune all your life experience, all your testimony, all your intuition, and remember it. You know, when they say forgive and forget, no, forgive, but don't forget. You needed not to forget get people that harmed you and did you toxic stuff, and they ignored you and mistreated you, so they can't do it again. So you say, wait a minute, hold up. You did this demonic kind of thing before, you evil witch. And you're not going to do this to me again. You're not going to do this to me again. I'm standing on business. And they can kick, scream, have a temper tantrum. They ain't get mad at you all they want to. Why you acting funny and all that? You know, why you putting your walls up? Why you setting boundaries? Why you this and this and that? And then when you do let your guard down, like that girl said in the TikTok, they'll go to the same thing that Crystal Life Coach said. They'll go back to who they sell their souls to, who they committed to, and they'll laugh at you, talk about you, you know, talk about you, spread a campaign about you know, twist and lie on you, because you the joke. You the inside joke. You need to stop being their topic of conversation. Stop being their inside joke. Stop being like what I said, what they used to do at United Baptist Church. They used to get up on this pulpit and call my name out and they would what the pastor wife did. I'm gonna tell you what she did. She did this little skit. I'll never forget this because she did it in front of all the other women. She acted like she was knocking on my door in the middle of the night and everything. Hey, how you doing? And me and my dumb self volunteered, so everybody, I went in, I participate. So she banked on that. But that was jealousy. And she acted like that. And other women were like, like that. She did that. Then another incident, it was deacons, the female deacons and stuff. And she said, Crystal, get on the floor. So I'm laying on the daggone floor. Laying on the floor. She said, whatever that's in your mind, whatever that's in your mind, y'all can pray for her. Man, that was a hazing ritual. That's what that was. All because the pastor was cheating on her with one of the members of the choir. And everybody knew about it, but I ain't know. I was in the choir, but I ain't know all this. I was in there with my oldest son, with Joshua. You know, y'all, y'all. So yeah, that kind of stuff. The devil come in different forms. He'll come in through your church. He'll come in through your children. He'll come in through your spouse. He'll come in through your children's so-called friends. Yeah, because he knows that you're isolated. He know you're isolated, and he know that you've been chosen. You got favor, God's favor on your life, and he'll use those kind of people to do you harm. Make you second guess, whether you got a disability, do you psychological, physical, emotional, mental, financial harm. Yep. Yeah. And nothing that Pastor Wife did, I'm gonna tell you what else she did. She gave me a phone number, and then she told me, she said she had an abortion. I'm thinking, why she tell me all this stuff? What she tell me this for? And then she said she knew that I had one. I didn't tell her I had one. So, familiar spirit, familiar demon. Because a lot of people in the church worked at the hospital, worked at the hospital, and then I'm thinking too, that same spirit, my so-called spirit with your mother did the same thing. She said, the Lord told me you was pregnant. I said, Lord, I'm thinking myself, Lord ain't tell her that. She could tell I was pregnant. And then she said, what happened to the baby? Did you aborted? And then she used that. She used that as a manipulation, a topic for conversation to weasel her way mentally and spiritually into my life. Knowing that I had a special needs son and I was a single parent and I ain't had no man. So See how the devil do? Y'all, okay. Y'all, see how the enemy do? That's why, look, that's why he ain't want me to get this video out. The thing kept, just like the third video. Y'all, he ain't want me to get the truth out. You know? Y'all, be careful. Like my new pastor said about staying in alignment, you know, about don't follow vibes. It ain't about vibes. Y'all, okay. Y'all. I think a lot of it, my background, yeah, I was born and raised Jehovah's Witness, and that's a cult religion. A lot of it wasn't about religion. It's about how the enemy strategically he used the sins of my mother with my mother and my father, all this stuff, all the hidden stuff. He he made me like the scapegoat child. Yep, I was the scapegoat. It's like Mirabelle in Canto, yeah, Mirabelle, yeah. Where the grandmother was talking about Mirabelle didn't have no gift. She ain't had no gift. And we don't talk about Bruno, no. Okay. And Bruno was like my oldest son. And and uh and the sister with the flowers, uh Isabel was like my sister in there. Y'all. And my mother was like the grandmother. Orchestrated, want to want to keep everybody divided up, you know, y'all. Mm. A lot of that wasn't religion. It was the sins of the parents and jealousy from the parents and not being accepted because of the disability. Well, I was born with one eye, born lopsided, you know. She ain't perfect enough. She ain't like Mirabelle told the grandmother. None of us would measure up. None of us. It's because of you. None of us. You blaming us. You gaslighting us, but it's you making the thing crack, making the house crack. It's you. We'll never measure up, y'all. Mm. Y'all. And then what gives me, my youngest daughter was always like that. But she was born like that. To be a follower and not a leader. Even the kids, the neighborhood kids around here used to tell her, you need to stop that. Even this little boy, I remember this little boy at the church United told her, you need to sit with your mom. You need to listen to your mom, and you need to sit with your mom, and you acting up, and you need to be in some kind of school, like a boarding school, where you gotta obey rules. And I'm nodding my head. I was like, where you been at all my life? God was using a little boy, a little kid, another little boy to talk to my daughter. Not saying that help. It ain't help none. And it not help none because she still like that now. She like that now, but worse. Just older, that's all. And anything about what Crystal Life Coach was saying, what he said about you buying them gifts and you doing this and that for them, and he said stop buying your toxic friends and family members gifts. They don't like you. That part, man, that part resonate. And that part, but he said that it took him a minute to realize that folk did not like him. And my sister said the same thing. My sister said the same thing to me. Said, you know what? Mom don't like you and your daughter don't like you. No matter what you do, they don't like you. They not accepting you. They gonna be like that till you die. And Crystal Life Coach said the same thing. They want to kill you. They gonna be like that till they die. Y'all, come on here. You gotta live your life and be happy. You gotta live your life to the full and be happy. Yep. Let me get off here. I've been on here too long. 3 videos. Y'all. Okay, be blessed.